Okay, so welcome to AP 303, Lesson 1, and in this lesson we're going to be teaching you about the basics of classical notation so we can start learning how to play hymns and how to play them in a really cool way. So we're first of all going to teach you about time signatures and rhythms, and of course, very important, please make sure you're reading along and following along with the PDF lesson or your printed out lesson that is provided for this lesson, otherwise you're going to be a little bit behind. You can download that on our website, apostolicpraiseschoolofmusic.com. Okay, so a time signature is used to specify how many beats there are in each measure and which note value equals one beat. Okay, and we'll explain what that means here in just a minute. It's going to make a little more sense. This is just the technical definition of it. Okay, now what is a measure, first of all? A measure is separated by vertical or up or down bar lines on a musical bar. If you'll look in your lesson on pretty much the first page where it starts, you'll see an example of a measure. You'll see an example of bar lines as well. The fancy looking S-like symbol that you see to the left is called the treble clef, and it basically is used to show what you're playing in the right hand on the piano. Basically, it's used to show what you're playing on the upper part, the right hand, the right side of the piano. The horizontal side-to-side lines and spaces above on the bar lines will tell us which note to play, and we'll explain how to read those shortly, okay? So for now, let's look at some of the images on the first page. Time signatures can come in different forms and different numbers. The most common one that you're going to need to know, though, is 4/4 timing. Pretty much for Pentecostal gospel-style music, there's two main types you need to learn. First of all, there's 4/4 timing. 4/4 means basically that in each measure, and of course, remember, a measure is always what's in the middle of two bar lines of the song. There are 4 beats in each one of the measures in 4/4 timing. It also means, for this particular song, that one quarter note, and we'll explain what that is here in a minute, equals 1 beat. Okay, generally in music speaking, generally a quarter note equals 1 beat for almost all time signatures, especially in our style music. So there are 4 beats in each measure, and each beat is equal to 1 quarter note. Okay, so if you look at the images, you'll see different types of 4/4 timing, 2/2 timing, 2/4 timing, 3/4 timing, and that type of thing. And of course, 4/4 timing, that's where you would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4/4 timing is also known as common time, and it can be shown by a C instead of a 4 on top of a 4, right after the little treble clef, the little thing that's shaped like an S. Okay, so common time equals 4/4 timing. However, 4/4 timing is not the only type of timing that there is. There are many different types. However, you will typically only run into just a few. All right, so 4/4 timing is like when you're in church, everybody's slapping 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4/4 timing right there. It's just your standard beat, what most songs are written in. 4/4 timing is the most common, and the second most common is called 3/4 timing. And basically, that's the kind of song where you're counting 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You can think of a song, you've heard it before, Faithful is Our God, Faithful, Faithful by Hezekiah Walker. That's 3/4 timing. You're counting 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, almost like a waltz style of music. Okay, now technically, what this means is there are 3 notes per measure, 3 quarter notes per measure, because the 4 at the bottom equals 1 quarter or 1/4. We'll explain this a little bit later as well. Okay, so this means there are 3 beats per measure, with each beat equal to 1 quarter note. In other words, there are 3 quarter notes per measure, and you can look at the image below on the second page. I believe it should be in your curriculum. All right, so other time signatures can be 2/4 timing. There's 2 quarter notes in each measure, basically the same rhythm as 4/4 timing in reality. 6/8 timing is also very common. It means there's 6 eighth notes in each measure. We'll learn more about eighth notes later, but here's what's great. It's basically the same thing as 3/4 timing. If you heard it, you would almost think it was 3/4 timing. So pretty much the same thing. So the great thing is that even if a song's in 2/2, 2/4, 6/8, or whatever, usually you can count just like you would if you were playing a 4/4 song or a 3/4 song. Most songs fit into one of these categories. Okay, so that's it for the first part for time signatures. And of course, remember that C equals 4/4 timing, common time. So be sure to count 1, 2, 3, 4.